Hello people of the internet. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, welcome and thank you for subscribing. And thank you to the fabulous, lovely Olive who mentioned me in a booktuber shoutout video, which of course I will link below because she is a wonderful, wonderful person and I am very grateful that she did that, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you enjoy what you see. I am in a different setup today. I thought this was nice. I am surrounded by my friends. Let me introduce you to them. This back here, we've got Andy. We have Ganesha hanging out up here, and Shiva. Where else? We've got George sitting up there. If you've read George, let me know. I really, really recommend this story. It's wonderful. And then I've got Amanda hanging out up there. Oh, there she is. I was practicing this earlier. I think I got it. There she is. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Today I am here with a part 2 of my winter book haul. This is the last couple days of winter, and then we start spring on Monday, I think. And it's supposed to rain all next week. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's jump right in, shall we? These are still some of the books that I acquired while I was wandering through Los Angeles. This is what I picked up. This is Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. I'll read it to you. Oh, there's the news. As he journeys from the deep south to the streets and basements of Harlem, from a horrifying battle royale where black men are reduced to fighting animals, to a communist rally where they are elevated to the status of trophies, Ralph Ellison's nameless protagonist ushers readers into a parallel universe that throws our own into harsh and even hilarious relief. That. Next is Hector Tobar's Deep Down Dark, the untold stories of 33 men buried in a Chilean mine and the miracle that set them free. When the San Jose mine collapsed outside Copiapo, Chile, in August 2010, it trapped 33 miners beneath thousands of feet of rock for a record-breaking 69 days. I would just, die. Come on. Oh. The entire world watched what transpired above ground during the grueling and protracted rescue, but the saga of the miners' experiences below the Earth's surface and the lives that led them there has never been heard until now. Next, under Adam from Memento Mori's recommendation, I picked up the stories of John Cheever. I know he may be still working his way through this thing. I just show you the font of this book is ridiculous. Look at that. This is going to take me some time, but Adam said it's really good, so he said it's really worth it. So I picked that up. Next is a book that was recommended to me by 2 amazing, brilliant YouTubers that are not around anymore. Gosh, every time a video showed up from theirs, I would flip out. This was way before I started making videos, and man, I miss those 2. I will link, gosh, I don't know if they have a channel anymore. What were they called? Hold on, I'll be right back. Keep it rolling, Jeremy, keep it rolling. Okay, I found them. Their channel, they haven't uploaded for a year, and their channel is We Live for Books. These guys, oh my gosh, how do you even, oh, Steve Donahue has a problem with this all the time. Anyway, that's them. They're amazing. I don't remember their names. Oh, I just love them. Look at their beginning intro. It's always...
Hi everyone.
Hello.
So, we're back.
Yes, we are.
Amazing. I don't remember their names. Anyway, these two. Come back to BookTube. Come back. You guys are amazing. Anyway, God, I'm such a creep. They had recommended this. Anyway, back to business. I think I wasted 3 minutes just now. This is by Grand Central Station. I Sat Down and Wept by Elizabeth Smart. In lushly evocative language, Smart recounts her love affair with the poet George Barker with an operatic grandeur that takes in the tragedy of her passion, the suffering of Barker's wife, the children that the lovers conceived. There it is. Okay, it's supposed to be good. There we go. I want to read it. Next, I finished Maurice a couple months ago by E.M. Forrester, so I picked up Howard's End. When impetuous Helen Schlegel believes herself to be in love with Paul, the youngest of the Wilcox sons, sons, she sparks off a connection between the two families that leads to collision. For while Helen's virtuous, cultivated sister Margaret marries the self-righteous Henry Wilcox, Helen stands in a vigorous opposition to his ideals. Can Margaret, forever in the middle of two conflicting worlds, become the force that brings them together? There's that. Next is Dancer from the Dance by Andrew Holleran, which is another book that was recommended by Steve Reeds, who's also hasn't been uploading. Where have you been, Steve? He's amazing. This hit too. He posts on Instagram once in a while. I will link his, or what was of his channel down below as well. Anyway, this is Dancer from the Dance. It says, one of the most important works of gay literature, this haunting, brilliant novel is a serial comic, never heard that word before, serial comic remembrance of things past and still poignantly present. It depicts the adventures of Malone, a beautiful young man searching for love amid New York's emerging gay scene. Who's not searching for love amid New York's gay scene? Huh. From Manhattan's Everard baths and after-hours discos to Fire Island's deserted parks and lavish orgies, Malone looks high and low for meaningful companionship. The person he finds is Sutherland, a campy, quintessential queen, and one of the most memorable literary creations of contemporary fiction. I cannot wait. Hilarious, witty, and ultimately heartbreaking, Dancer from the Dance is truthful, provocative, outrageous fiction told in a voice as close to laughter as to tears. I want to read this next. Done. Bedside table. Okay, next is Amy Bender's An Invisible Sign of My Own. I've read 2 Amy Benders, and I just adore her writing. I also believe there's some connection with her in San Francisco, and I want to say that's where she's from. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to look it over right now. I'm going to look it up right now. Right now. Amy, are you from San Francisco? Where are you? Where's your bio? Don't you have one in here? There it is. It doesn't say where she lives. She lives in Los Angeles. Of course she does. They all do. Anyway. Numbers mean more to Mona Gray than they do to the average person. Mona knocks on wood, adds her steps, and multiplies people in the park against one another. The inner order and beauty of numbers help her hold her fears and desires at bay. For much of her life, Mona has lived in the shadow of an unnamed illness and that haunts her father. Soon after he contracted his disease, Mona became a quieter. Mona became a quitter. And though she relishes and excels at many things, she always wills herself to quit. It is a sacrifice that, like her various rituals, helps her maintain a precarious equilibrium. And yet, the difficult and wonderful facts of life keep intruding on her tidy universe. When she begins teaching math, Mona finds a receptive audience in her class of second graders, students capable of seeing the splendor and significance of numbers. I'm going to burp. Well, it didn't happen. Then the new science teacher arrives with his unnerving way of seeing straight through Mona's intricately built facade, and her carefully ordered world is threatened by love, the supreme disorder. He sounds great. If I can read. All right. Okay, this was cool because this is a Penguin English Library edition that's actually that matte, soft, lovely cover. That is not included in my other English library, which are back there somewhere. Those are like the weird sandy, rough paper. I love this. This is so nice. Let me know if you like the feel of your books, because this one feels nice. Anyway, this is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I'm not going to read you the back because it's a classic. If you don't know what it is, look it up. Okay, there it is. Guys, I'm drinking coffee, and it's 6:30 in the evening. I will show off my Bay Area Book Festival mug. We're going to go to the next one. It's happening in a couple months. Bay Area Book Festival. I like this new setup, you guys. I just got a lot of energy. I swear I'm not on anything. Okay, where am I going to go from here? That's it. LA books are done. Complete. Finished. Okay, there we go. Should I keep going? Let's keep going. It's a party. Okay, so I'm home from LA now. I went to a couple bookstores home. Here we go. This is what I bought. I was so excited to find this edition of Dune. I'm ready to read Dune this year. And I found the new Penguin Galaxy version. Cool. Look at that. Dune. Lovely and wonderful Steve Donahue, who I talk about all the time in my videos. I just love him. Sent me this book after I asked him if I could have it. This is Instrumental, a memoir of madness, medication, and music by James Rhodes, who's a phenomenal, keep hitting myself in the glasses, pianist. James Rhodes' passion for music has been his lifeline, the thread that has held through a life encompassing abuse and turmoil. But whether listening to Rachmaninoff on a loop as a traumatized teenager or discovering a Bach adagio while in a hospital ward, he survived his demons by encounters with musical miracles. These, along with a chance encounter with a stranger, inspired him to become the renowned concert pianist he is today. Alrighty, what's next? I had a little book depository haul at the beginning of, or end of January. Just making my desk. Oh my god, what mood am I in right now? What is happening to me? Do you even know what you subscribe to, people? Well, welcome. This is what you all are going to get to see all the time. Okay. I ordered some books from Book Depository, and these are what I got. This was recommended by the lovely, lovely Jen Campbell. It's a poetry book called Why God is a Woman by Nin Andrews, and I have no idea what it's about. I forgot, so I'm just going to jump in and let you know what it's about after I read it. But it looks like prose poetry, so that's cool because I can get into that. Then I ordered Human Acts by Han Kang. I read The Vegetarian, blew my mind book. So this is her other book, and this is translated by, she won the Ben Man Booker. Come on, what's her name? Deborah Smith. Gwangju, South Korea, 1980. In the wake of a viciously suppressed student uprising, a boy searches for his friend's corpse. A consciousness searches for its abandoned body, and a brutalized country searches for a voice. Ha ha, yeah. Alright, then, speaking of Man Booker, this one, the Man Booker of 2016, The Sellout by Paul Beatty. Born in Dickens on the southern outskirts of Los Angeles, here we go with LA again, the narrator of The Sellout was raised by a single father, a controversial socialist. He is told that his father's work will lead to a memoir that will solve their financial woes, but when his father is killed in a drive-by shooting, he realizes there never was a memoir. All that's left is a bill for a drive-through funeral. What's more, Dickens has literally been wiped off the map to save California from further embarrassment. The narrator sets out to right this wrong with the most outrageous action conceivable, reinstating slavery and segregating the local high school, which lands him in the Supreme Court. The Sellout is a work of comic genius by a writer at the top of his game. Intriguing, right? Can't wait. And last but not least, this is SPQR by Mary Beard. In my attempt to read more nonfiction and history, I'm still trying. Oh, there it is, the big honkin' history of the world. Yeah, I'll get through it. I still have, to the end of the year. I'll do it. But I thought this would be interesting. Because who doesn't know about the Romans? I don't, and I would like to learn more. Don't you? Come on. You're awesome. Okay. Then I picked up Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. Here he is, husband and father, scruffy romantic, a shambolic scholar, a man adrift in the wake of his wife's sudden accidental death. And there are his two sons, who, like him, struggle in their London flat to face the unbearable sadness that has engulfed them. The father imagines a future of well-meaning visitors and emptiness, while the boys wander savage and unsupervised. In this moment of violent despair, they are visited by Crow, antagonist, trickster, goad, protector, therapist, and babysitter. That's all I'm going to read. Oh, I can't wait to read this. Oh my gosh. I also have Crow by Ted Hughes, which I know is a companion to this, which I need to read also, as well, at the same time. In addition to, okay, last but not least. I think I'm finally last but not least. No, I'm not. Are you still there? Are you still watching? Great. Thank you for still watching. I can't believe I've been filming for 20 minutes. I'm going nuts. This is Who Fears Death by Nnedi Okorafor. I've been trying to track down her books for so long, and I finally found this one in Berkeley, of all places. This is a fantasy. This is a fantasy novel. Here we go. In a post-apocalyptic Africa, a woman who has survived the annihilation of her village and a terrible rape by an enemy general wanders into the desert hoping to die. Instead, she gives birth to an angry baby girl with hair and the skin the color of sand. Gripped by the certainty that her daughter is different, special, she names her Onyesunwu, which means who fears death in an ancient language. Onye is Ewu, a child of rape who is expected to live a life of violence, a half-breed rejected by her community. But as Onye grows, she manifests the beginnings of a remarkable and unique magic, and during an inadvertent visit to the spirit realm, she learns something terrifying. Someone powerful is trying to kill her. Oh, yeah. Sounds really good. Break. Take a break. Take a break. 'Cause I have 5 more books to show you. You ready? Okay. These are the most recent books I received. And all 2 of these, I was like texting Steve Steve Donahue, as I was at the bookstore. Should I get this? Oh, there's one more book I need to get. I'll be right back. Okay, so 3 of these books were recommended by Steve. Not this one that I'm going to show you first, because I didn't ask him, because I've been wanting it. And I don't really care what his opinion about this book is, because I've been wanting to read it for a long time. This is The Orphan Master's Son by Adam Johnson. I'm not going to read the back of these books. I'm just going to show you what I got, and then you can, look and see if you've read it. If you have read it, let me know what you thought. Then I received Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, and the lovely Sophie Carland is like obsessed with this book, and I know that it's supposed to be amazing. It also won the Man Booker in 2009. This is Billiards at 9:30 by Heinrich Böll. Heinrich Böll. Sorry. Böll's well-known vehement opposition to fascism and war informs this moving story of Robert Famel. After being drawn into the Second World War to command retreating German forces despite his anti-Nazi feelings, Famel struggles to re-establish a normal life at war's end. He adheres to a rigorous schedule, including a daily game of billiards. Why am I saying billiards? Billiards. It's billiards, right? Billiards. Yeah. How do I live my life? When his routine is breached by an old friend, now a power in German Reconstruction, Famel is forced to confront both public and private memories. I'm gonna read that one soon. And the last book is a collection of Sherlock Holmes. This is the classic illustrated Sherlock Holmes, and I believe Steve Donahue's reaction to this cover was cheesy. So there it is. And I know it's cheesy. But I don't have a collection of all of Sherlock Holmes, and I've been meaning to read Sherlock Holmes, and this includes all of the original illustrations, which I think are kind of fun. And that would be cool to do. So there's that. Finally, the last 2 books that I have received are 2 John Steinbecks that are both the Steinbeck Centennial Edition. This is Cannery Row and The Pearl. And they both match my copies of East of Eden and The Grapes of Wrath. That's it for this book haul of the winter. Join me next time where I talk about all the books that I have received from the Book of the Month Club and more things. I'm going to sing more, I promise. I have a special surprise coming for my March wrap-up. So join me for that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for Olive, again, for mentioning me. I hope you don't regret signing up for this channel. Please be kind, listen to each other, and read some good books. Bye. Bye. Get out of here.